Scrappy, take us over to the game reveal. After I click those buttons, take us, Scrappy. Oh my gosh, it's Gorbachev. That's right, I forgot who was in that game. Yeah. That was a very special game, but I kind of loved it. It was a lot of fun. Good old Gorby. Well, everybody, we can stop Gorbin and we can start clapping because our GM for this match, aside for Sore Eyes, is our dear friend and fellow staff member, Trysdyn. Trysdyn, whenever you are... Oh, hello there. You hopped in right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
It's a busy day. I'm popping in during my lunch break to commentate this.
Oh, yeah. And I know that there was, like, something where you possibly had to have something going on during this, but I'm glad that you're here and that you were able to bully your boss enough.
I don't think that's what happened, but
it's precisely what happened, everybody. I'm never wrong.
we booked this match, and then like 10 minutes after we committed to the time and everything, my boss moved a meeting to now. So,
really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
it's all good though. I handled it. We're ready to go.
Yes, good. Handled and done. Well, speaking of handling, we've got Forneia and PolterGhost who are going to be battling it out. And I know that you were thinking of, you're an expert in things that hurt your eyes. What did you speedrun again? Plantinus. That one.
Oh yeah, Plantinus. Yeah. That's definitely a game. That's not what we're handing out today, but that was definitely a game.
Yeah, I just know that you're an expert when it comes to hurting your eyes.
Yeah, and there's another thing I kind of have as a gimmick, and that's giving out a game, and everyone goes, wait, that's not a bad game, and then I drop the bomb that it's a port that no one even knew existed.
Ooh, okay, so what game is it?
All right, so we're doing that again, yeah. We're giving out Ikari 3, Ikari Warriors 3.
Ooh, okay.
Which is one of my favorite games on the NES, actually. I did speedruns of it. This isn't the NES version. This is the Commodore 64 version.
Yeah, that's right, everybody. Pull out your joysticks, plug them into port 2, because the players are going to be going through Ikari 3 for the next hour, trying to figure out who is less disturbed by how visually hideous this is. Whoever makes the most progress will take the victory. Whoever doesn't, eliminated. And that's how it goes in Kusogrand8. We're getting close to the end here, Gotta start chopping. Well, luckily, Forneia and PolterGhost are already up and live. Feel free. We usually have a poll that goes up for people to bet their channel points if they would like. So you are welcome to do that. Just so everybody knows, this is the only match that we're streaming today, because after this, I have to eat lunch and get ready for Eternity, aka Twilight Imperium.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Twilight Imperium is it takes like 8 hours to set up.
Yeah, and that's shorter than the game.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, I could watch Lagan 2, 3, maybe even 4 times in the time that it takes to play Twilight Imperium. And Lagan, famously very long, really good movie, okay? But about 3 hours and 45 minutes long. Tomorrow I am recovering from games. How pitiful is my life, Trysdyn?
I don't know. I've been in that position before where I did too much gaming and needed to recover.
Yeah. But Sunday I will be back. At least I'm going to try to. We do not have any Kusogrand8 matches, so I'm considering what I'll do. Possibly some sub choices. I would like to do that. There is a possible sponsorship that I'll be working on as well. So we'll see. I kind of like to do those when there are more people watching, though, and usually if we don't have Kusogrand8, it's a little bit of a smaller crowd. They usually pay me better if there are people. And the good thing about it is that means that they pay me and y'all don't have to. Y'all can just throw tomatoes and crap.
Well, that's an option? I didn't realize that.
Do you have any tomatoes?
No, good
better
point.
stock up. You can do that in the future. You know,
I didn't realize, like, I was behind the times, realizing we could just throw tomatoes at you, so I have to catch up.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay. Yeah. I'd say that was a pure joke. It was more puree, but that's all I can do right now. Tomato. You say tomato and I say tomato. You say potato and I say potato. I heard a story of somebody who, like, some old people who knew that song, but they didn't realize it was potato, potato. And so they just kept saying tomato, tomato, potato, potato while singing it. And nobody dared correct them.
We've got our two racers just kind of chilling here on the first screen of the game, by the way, because this is a Commodore 64 game, it involves like 8 minutes of loading, so I gave them a save state right at the start of the game. And they're gonna load it when we start the matchup.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm letting them know that I am ready. Oh, I was just thinking of tomatoes and potato. Oh, yeah, Trysdyn, just so you know, if you ever throw a tomato at somebody, make sure it's a rotten tomato. First off, it's grosser, but second off, it'll actually explode and not just leave a giant welt. That's the important thing. You don't, like, if you're throwing tomatoes, it's more about the embarrassing factor than the damage, okay? You don't want to send somebody to the hospital because you threw, like, baby tomatoes, okay? No fried green tomato. Well, maybe if they're fried, that'll probably soften them up. No green tomatoes. That'll hurt. Oh my gosh.
You got me pondering firing one of those, like, very tiny cherry tomatoes out of a paintball gun.
I mean, honestly,
that would hurt.
Yeah, if it's still green, that might hurt worse than a paintball. My gosh. Then you freeze them first, you say Jade Strike X. Okay, no. Okay, chat. I need to correct y'all. No, don't do that. Oh, apparently the title screen is really good for this game. As we're waiting for the players.
Yeah, we're not going to get to see it because of the save state shenanigans, but...
That's okay. I can show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. I'm coming to the rescue. Maybe.
Yeah, because we're skipping there's a loading screen before and after the title screen, so I skipped all of it. So if we can throw that up for a second so everyone can see the glory of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just actually go. You can't say that it doesn't exist. Oh, you keep taking me to the wrong folder, that's why. Okay. Why are you doing this? Stop it. I'm asking you to go to a picture. Okay, here we go. Finally. Well, this is certainly a dude. Let's start our rescue. That is some blonde hair. And
we will get to see some pretty spectacular, like, additional portraits of that guy. Because between stages, there's a small cutscene, which is just tech for Commodore 64. I don't know many games that have cutscenes. But he's in them, and he's, like, facing in different angles and stuff, and it's...
Cutscene on the Commodore 64?
What's that?
Cutscene on the Commodore 64, huh?
Yeah.
That's really
like
cool.
Interstitials between the levels. I call them cutscenes. It's not really a cutscene so much as little interstitial scenes between levels.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just asking if they are ready, waiting to find out. PolterGhost is ready. Forneia appears to be ready. So everybody, It's time for us to do the countdown. I need y'all to spam all of your best emotes. Obviously, good faces would be good. What else?
Jump kicks. I don't know if there are emotes for jump kicks, though.
Yeah. Oh, did we do a prediction about who was going to win? If so, yay. Ooh, abs. Obviously, muscles and abs. Those are very important. Okay, the countdown is happening. Keep that spam coming. Yeah, I'm one of your few streamers who will be asking for you to spam. And here we go. This music is so chill.
And PolterGhost is dead.
Okay. You're
Welcome
telling me
to
this is a bad game? How could this possibly be considered a bad game? I
Both
don't
of
know.
our racers have already lost a life.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Thank you so much, Buster, for resubscribing. Muchas gracias. Oh, and for all those cheers as well. Heck yeah.
So this is... Ikari 3 on the arcade is one of the most, like, visually well-done games of its time, even on the arcade. And then you have this.
Okay. I like his arms while you're okay, not even just while walking up, his arms permanently. It's like they're tentacles growing out of his arm. He can't hold them normally. Everybody has arms like that, though. Veerlex, thanks for resubscribing. Okay. Here's the deal.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah, it's amazing. I saw this and I just knew I had to inflict this on somebody. This is a game where you get 3 lives and no continues. You may be wondering what the 41 miles thing is at the top of the screen, because you would think, oh, is this just one giant level and as you walk you get closer and closer to your objective? No, that is a time limit.
Oh,
that is
40 minutes?
No, 40 miles. That is how far away the enemy forces are. Because your army dudes ran a distraction play and now they're coming back as you're trying to, like, rescue the president's daughter out of this base.
I mean,
PolterGhost just took down a tank with a rifle, you know, as you do.
When you're an Ikari warrior, you gotta do that sometimes.
Yep, 5 shots with the rifle takes out the tank, and then you immediately lose the rifle. But yeah, the enemy army is 38 miles away and coming back to, like, stop you from breaking into this base and rescuing the president's daughter. And when it hits 0, the enemy army is here, and then you're in trouble. Forneia got 1 frame blasted by the tank because you get no warning that it's coming.
Luckily, its movement is a little predictable. Up, down, shoot to the bottom left. You know, not the hardest boss I've ever seen.
It catches you by surprise more than anything, and its actual collision hole is an instant kill. So it's just, the first time it appears, you just get surprised and lose a life.
And Moower, thank you for resubscribing. Good to have you here. Oh my gosh, yeah, I really want to do some sub choices very soon, and with nothing on Sunday, I'm hoping, as long as I'm not dead, I'm hoping I can do that. Also, we have people over on YouTube. Good to see you, Tails. Yeah, and you're saying this one stinks? Are you talking about Ikari 3 in general, or the Commodore 64 port of Ikari? Because this is basically perfect.
We have Forneia getting a game over and Polter beating the first stage. Shoutouts to this guy.
The enemy is aware that we tricked them. Let's rescue the hostage right now. That's what... Well, you can't do it right now. It takes time. Like, literally, you have to go up. Yeah, and PolterGhost was saying, you know it's a good game when you die in the first 5 seconds. You know it's a good game when you get...
It's all good.
Game over in the first minute. That's usually my ranking. Like, death in the first 5 seconds, not unusual for Commodore 64 or Atari. Game over within a minute, though, that is fairly unusual, and it means that you're in for a really, really tough time. With that said, still, yeah, this game is unfair.
A little bit, yeah.
I love how they dance when you punch them, though. They just go spinning off the screen. It's a good animation.
It's definitely a very charming level of hideous. It's like those... It's like a pug dog or something, where it's like, oh, this is awful looking, but also it's kind of charming in a way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so ugly. Well, you know what's not ugly? Our referees. They're helping to track this match, and we chose only the most beautiful referees in all the land. More beautiful than anybody in Ikari Warriors, any of them. So that's pretty cool.
And Polter got 0 frame murdered by a tank.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, luckily the referees for this match are Redford is accidentally plugged into port 1. I hate when that happens. Yeah, we did have to correct that today during setup. Controller goes into port 2. Garfield the Lightning already forgot the name of the game. That's okay, so did I. And Buster Curry is also here. Yay! Well, right now, progress is based off of essentially how far they make it through the game. It's a pretty linear game, huh?
It is. It is extremely linear. The screen scrolls in one direction at a time. You just follow the path, and every now and then the screen pauses and makes you fight enemies. And our referees should hopefully have a pretty easy time with it. You know, just how far did the screen scroll on?
Yep.
Definitely very appreciated having them, though, so I don't have to watch 2 people at once and keep track of where they are.
I just love how ugly it is, though. Like, this brings so much joy into my heart.
It is definitely going to end up a game of conserving your health, because not only do you only get 3 lives and no continues, as far as I can tell, I have not been able to get an extra life for, like, score or anything.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be a game of how far can you go with what you got.
I love that I'm trying to look at screenshots for this game, and it took me to an I am error page. That's not sketchy at all.
This game's an error.
It doesn't want to give me any information about Ikari 3. That's probably for the best. Well, we do know that the person who made the box art was Mark William Erickson. Thank you so much. And that's the only credit for the Commodore 64 that we have.
There's no info on this. I don't know why particularly, aside from the fact that it's terrible. Like, just how far you fall from the arcade version to this. It's shocking.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, at least the guy who did the cover art did art for other amazing games like the incredible Crash Dummies for NES and Game Gear and Amiga. Bob? B-O-B? I feel like I know Bob. Not just the person, but the game. Multiple other incredible Crash Dummies. Bonk 3... Hockey, you know, the infamous game. He did the art for Hockey, Trysdyn.
Oh.
Yeah.
The art for all of Hockey.
Well, Hockey for the Atari Lynx, so... Yeah, and Bad Dudes for the NES did the box art for that. Like, this guy, I think that's awesome. He did it, like, as far as I can see, over 100 different games did the box art for that. As for the art in the game... We don't know, and we may never know who did the art for this, and that's probably for the best.
Forneia's on the stage 2, and if she can take down the tank, that will be a lead change. You know, 8 minutes into the match, so plenty of match left to go, but I like seeing lead changes. They're exciting.
Yeah, lead changes rock.
We are pretty much hanging our hat on how far did the screen go. Bosses don't have health gauges, and I figured counting defeated enemies is probably not really worth it either. So we're just going, how far did the screen scroll? If both our racers get to a tank or a certain fight or something, it's just going to be whoever got there first.
Okay. One thing that I really want to note that I didn't expect, there's different music for different levels on a Commodore 64 game?
Yeah, and
What?
it's interesting too because this game also does the Amiga do you want sound or do you want music thing, and I went with music because the sounds are really kind of anemic. They're not really all that interesting. There's just a very quiet smacking sound every time you punch something, and that's about it. Forneia gets a game over, did not make it to the tank. That's okay though.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a whole hour. I mean, get excited because next weekend we've got 2 endurance matches. We're going to be here for a while. Now, I do want y'all to know that the difference between the arcade and the Commodore 64 is fairly drastic. Just here is the intro picture for arcade, okay? Which is kind of good. And contrast that with the Commodore 64 version.
It's like the painting of Jesus that someone tried to like remaster.
Oh, it's so good. Remastered Jesus, you know, not something that you expected, but definitely happened. Yeah, and all of the art, actually, then again, the game over art might not be quite as good as the rest of the art, but the everything on the arcade looks a heck of a lot better.
And you know, that's to be expected, but
yeah,
just
it's the arcade.
degree to which this port has fallen down the stairs. Because there's a NES port of this too, and the people who did the NES port realized we're not going to be able to get the full arcade fidelity, and they leaned into the limitations of the Nintendo, and it looks great. Like, it's not anything to write, like anything show-stopping to write home about, but it looks like a NES game. It doesn't look like an Atari 2600 game because they insisted on trying to make it the arcade experience on a Commodore.
Yeah. Yeah, like working with the limitations, that's something that I'm learning right now because, you know, I'm working on an NES game, and the number of times that we've already been going back and forth about graphics, and this is how many sprites, how many background tiles we can have, you know, as much as we want to have as much creativity as possible. We're a little bit limited because it is old school NES. But, you know, you can make fairly good looking stuff that, like, look at the difference between the NES version and what we're seeing on the arcade, or on the Commodore 64. Like, the graphical difference, like the Commodore 64 version legitimately looks like an Atari 2600 game, which is an insult to the Commodore 64. It could do so much more.
I do genuinely love the NES port of this game, though.
Really?
It's really tight. It plays really fast. It's got some lag issues from time to time. And you can beat most of the game by jump kicking, but that's every Ikari 3 port, is you can beat most of the game by jump kicking.
Yeah, and just so people know, this intro sequence that we're going through, we're doing a little jump kicking, but it starts in the river as well. Look at how amazing that river looks. Like, that is beautiful for the arcade.
Yeah, that's literally the first screen of the Commodore version, with even the little chunk of land off to the left and everything.
Yeah. But with that said, you know, if it is the Commodore 64, I love that there's a guy swimming on the beach for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
The math to determine which sprite is being drawn is not exactly correct.
Yeah. I do appreciate a strategy that Forneia is doing, which is essentially resetting until you know that you've got a good start. Which, this far in, probably not a bad idea, considering that she's already made it to level 2, you know. If you have a bad start in the first minute or two, sure, go ahead and reload. Just, if you do it too much, you're not going to be able to make much more progress. So, be a little bit careful about restarting too much. But, you know, sometimes it's worth it. Forneia choosing to go into the water to fight rather than staying on the land, that might be a good choice. So, question. Oh, yeah?
The only difference is you can't jump kick when you're in the water.
I'm glad that you can throw a barrel when you're on the land, though, and that the enemies exploded by the barrel also spin and fly off to the side of the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, this version, here's the deal. I kind of think it's endearing.
It is.
I do have to ask, though, like, we can see the number of lives at the top of the screen, but what about health? Is there health in this game?
It's the red bar under the score.
That's red? Oh, no.
It's the bar under the score.
Okay. Okay, good to know. Well, we're going to switch over to PolterGhost screen because we're on to level 3, so we might get new music. Let's see.
It's got to do a bit of loading, as is wont in the Commodore 64.
Oh, this is music, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that spooked me for a moment because I tested this game out and then I tried a different technique with like bundling the game up with the save state that I gave out. And that loading screen was just a second longer than I expected. And I'm like, oh gosh, please tell me I didn't break something.
Nope. Oh, so I do have to ask a question. We are dealing with ugly graphics here. Are we going to have any flashing lights at any point?
Aside from the sprite flicker, like every now and then, especially with the tank, you get the sprites not fully drawing, almost like a NES sprite flicker. Aside from that, there shouldn't be. Does the emulator purposely simulate the loading time? It does, because some games actually count on loading time, not just for like mechanical operation, but the time it takes to load a specific disk is sometimes using copy protection schemes.
Yep.
That's mostly an Apple II thing, but yeah.
Don't you dare talk about the Apple II in our Commodore 64 stream. What are you talking about, Trysdyn?
Oh gosh.
During setup, PolterGhost was like, Commodore 64 is like the Apple II but worse, right? And I'm offended, personally. Yeah, and I think
PolterGhost really has kind of locked in on how to conserve health.
Oh yeah. Like,
they're in stage 3 and they still have 2 lives, like barely for the current life, but they still have 2 lives.
Yeah, and if there happen to be items at all in the stage, you know, I don't think there are. Just based off of what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like this game is quite sophisticated enough to have something called items. Oh no, there are guns. Okay.
There are guns, there are barrels you can throw. I think that's about it.
Guns and barrels. Yeah, what else do you need? How many levels are there in this game?
I want to say I recall there being 6 or 7?
Okay. Yeah,
I blasted through it with the infinite life trainer on, which is another reason why I gave out a save state, is it's past the infinite life trainer and it has the answers baked in.
Uh-huh.
So we can't have a mistake there.
So nobody accidentally chooses infinite lives. Well, good. Okay, PolterGhost is fighting the janitor. Oh, he's here to clean up after you. Yeah.
The enemies in this look like the player characters in Guerrilla War for the Nintendo Entertainment System, just...
Uh-oh, another tank that shoots down left.
Yep. the diagonal down left aiming tank.
You know, I'm so glad those were discontinued after this war.
And you have Arnold Schwarzenegger here. Look at the size of this man's arms.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're like a whole pixel or two bigger than yours. It's so huge. Of course,
look,
a pixel or two.
Pixel on this is like 50%. Give me a break.
It's so much larger. Ooh, Forneia ran into the tank because who would have guessed that there's a tank? Well, here's how you guess. When you pick up a gun, there's a tank.
Or a helicopter.
Or a helicopter. Basically, if you get a gun, you've got to fight something that cannot be killed by a gun in normal situations, but in this game it can.
The Polter found the kid.
Okay, what do we do with the kid?
It's an escort quest.
Hey, it looks like we've escorted. Well, good.
Wait.
Is that
what?
it?
That shouldn't be it. There we go.
We've been attacked! Arg! The child has been taken again? Ah, ding child. We saved you specifically so that you weren't held hostage. Well, I was... Trysdyn, were you faking me out there?
I was not really watching the scenes when I went through this, so...
So you didn't even remember the fake out?
Nope.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
The game is called The Rescue, singular. Yeah, that's what got me.
Yeah, I guess I should put the subtitle after this. Ikari 3, The Rescue. But we do need to rescue multiple times. Yeah, you can't just save a kid once, okay? They're always gonna wander back into trouble. This is why you keep a leash on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you see a kid on a leash, say thank you to the parents.
I was bitten by a kid on a leash once.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was at an outdoor restaurant. I was just sitting minding my own business, and it was like street front, right? And this mother walked by with like a 5 or 6 year old on one of those like toddler harnesses. And he decided he didn't want to be walking down the sidewalk anymore, and he just like dove under my table. And I started to pull my chair out so the mother could retrieve him, and he screamed no, grabbed my leg, and bit me.
Oh my god! Yeah, the mother should at least like buy you a sandwich or something.
The mother told me it was my fault for trying to pull my chair out.
I would have, yeah, as soon as that happens, that's when I start, yeah. I don't know what I would do at that point. Do I call the police because I just got bitten by a kid and this mother's yelling at me and blaming me for being attacked by her rabid child? I don't know.
I like Bad Shop's answer for that one.
Like, if there's a Karen blaming me for being bitten by a child, I feel like I gotta escalate at that point, okay? I'm not letting her get away with it, Karen. Apologies to all the nice Karens out there. There are a lot of them. Can't think of any right now, but I'm sure there are. What? Justin's over there laughing. Can you think of a nice Karen?
Karen O'Leary.
Karen O'Leary, never mind. Okay, she's a fantastic comedian over in New Zealand. Was in What We Do in the Shadows and also on season 3 of Taskmaster New Zealand. Whatever the last one was. She's amazing. So we've got one good Karen. The rest of y'all, you better start doing better, okay? Because Karen O'Leary is doing a lot of heavy lifting for you.
Both of our racers are down to their last life. Forneia's on stage 3, and Polter, I believe, is on 4.
It does look like stage 4. Yes, it's got the same music as stage 1. I think.
And then you just end up in the middle of the ocean. It's fine.
The music just got faster. I think that's because the lag reduced.
Yeah.
Oh, I love video games. Yeah, I'm currently working on some NES music, actually. So that's the current stuff that I'm working on for the video game project that I'm doing. And
oh yeah, Polter's speed is going all over the place. I think that's fine. It's just sprites on screen and then suddenly the speed tanks, but
yep,
it's something else.
It looks like Forneia did go down and has started over on stage 1 again. We might have a situation where after 45 minutes our racer's game over and then just say, well, I can't get back to where I was, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, essentially, I'm here for an hour. We're all here for an hour. You all cannot leave for an hour. If you leave, you know what happens? You come right back in. It's just like Severance. You can't leave. Sorry.
Oh. It's like that really annoying Slack group DM where you keep leaving it and people keep dragging you back into it, and because Slack is stupid, you can't block them.
Oh no. Yeah.
I'm not salty. You're salty.
Although apparently Discord's doing some more stupid stuff that's making me angry at them.
Oh no.
And rolling out ads for everyone. I'm not completely sure how that's going to work, but if that does happen, I will actively look for alternatives. I will keep my ears open because that, like, pisses me off. This is what started, maybe it wasn't what started the downfall of Skype, but it certainly contributed.
This is why I've been working on replacing its screen share system.
Yeah. Oh, everybody. What you see here, by the way, the streams here, this is an RTMP setup that Trysdyn made specifically for, well, I guess not specifically for Kusogrand8, since other people and friends of yours have used it as well, but definitely put a lot of work into toning it for Kusogrand8, and honestly, it's made so much of a difference. It's so easy.
Yeah, in probably a month, I'm going to... Oh, there goes Polter finally in the middle of stage 5. In about a month, I'm probably going to have this in a place where it's white labeled enough that anybody who wants to like run a marathon can hit me up and like use this for carrying the video to their restreamers if they needed an RTMP server or something. I'm in the process of getting that ready where people can just like sign up to request using it.
Sweet. Yeah. If anybody organizes events, you can keep that in mind, and I'll also keep it in mind. Let's see. Forneia is saying that she's not convinced that the Knife Guys aren't pirates.
That's entirely possible.
This is a very important discussion between the players about what these guys are.
They're all enemy military dudes, for sure, because that's what they are in, like, versions of the game where you can actually see stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know we're only about 30 minutes in, but Polter got so far in that I feel like they only have, like, two, I would say, really good shots at making further progress now. Because Polter locked in and got to the middle of stage 5 out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work for Forneia to catch up. That's not impossible, but, like, Polter had one really good attempt already. Of course, as we know with Commodore 64 games, they tend to be relatively short, and because of that, sometimes all you need is one good push to move into the lead. That could happen at any point for Forneia, but... you know, we'll have to see if Forneia gets the magic run here. What she needs to do is essentially keep playing well, conserve your health, conserve your lives. The timer doesn't seem like it matters too much because you can generally deal with the enemies before it gets to 0. But yeah, conserve health and lives and don't die like Forneia did right there. She's going to reload. Yep. Of course... there are certain things that you can't necessarily control in video games, you know, so figure out what you can control and then mitigate as much of the randomness as you can.
Pretty much. There's not really a lot of randomness in this one. The enemy spawns are the same, where you have to fight them is the same. How they act is pretty predictable, and there's only like 4 enemy types in the entire game. It's just a matter of attrition. Every time you get hit, that shortens your run just a tiny little bit.
Yep. There we go. Forneia found a good spot on the right side of the screen so that she could attack all of the enemies. Yeah, finding a good spot where they can't hit you, but you can hit them is very, very helpful. Classic roguelike strategy, in my opinion. Yeah, this isn't a roguelike, but, you know, it's a classic roguelike strategy. Get them.
And yeah, the indicator at the top of the screen is an indicator of how far away enemy reinforcements are, and when it hits 0, you just instantly die.
I mean, die... Wait, do you die or game over?
You die.
Okay.
When we were in setup long enough that both of our racers were down to 0 lives just from running out of time 3 times in a row.
Yeah, also good to have you all. Yeah, if you are over on YouTube, good to have you there. It's a smaller stream on YouTube. We are over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Brosentia, but I will be streaming to both places for the foreseeable future. So you're welcome to watch in either place. Twitch chat is a little bit more talkative. YouTube's a bit of the quiet place if you just want to get away from people and kick back.
We do have a livelier match chat this time around because the loading screens between stages does kind of give a minute for our competitors to gab a little bit.
Yeah, oh no, PolterGhost is now trying to theorize that Peter Pan is a ninja because he works under the cover of night and hates pirates. Huh. Okay, maybe, I think he might just be ninja coded. Or ninja pilled. I don't know if an actual ninja.
Forneia's not moving, and I'm worried a little bit about why that is. The timer's still running, so I know the stream is still up, but...
Forneia typed in Japanese. I don't know what that means.
Let me find out.
It's always great when in the middle of the match, somebody types in Japanese in the Discord, and I get to work on figuring out what it is.
Yep. And it is a meme that I don't know.
Really? So, okay. Ogi Ikari Noji Yutsu, if I said a swear or a spell there. Oh, Forneia can't grab the gun. So she's just... Oh, it's just barely off the screen. Yeah, she's dead.
I don't think you can punch the tank. I don't think this works at all.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
It's level 1. If you're gonna accidentally, have the gun so that you can't grab it, might as well be on level 1.
I have seen a game where you can destroy a tank by punching it, but this is not it.
Rambo? Pretty sure you can do that at least once in Rambo. I used to speedrun it though, so we just skipped most of the bosses.
I watched this YouTube video at one point of someone who did a calculation of the recoil force of the gun he uses at the end of Rambo 1 to shoot up the military base. The short story of it is if you tried to do that, you wouldn't have arms anymore.
I mean, look at this guy's arms, though. They're so beefy. What if you had these arms? You wouldn't have a gun anymore by the time you finish shooting. This music is, way too chill. It's like we're trying to sneak, but we're the worst at sneaking. We're sneaking by murdering everybody. That's how this works.
This is the forgotten Metal Gear game where they try to send Solid Snake in to, perform the mission, but he's so jacked and so dummy thick, his muscles clap together when he walks and everyone knows where he is.
I'm so strong, my muscles make noise. Yeah. Justin, don't look at me like that. Okay, he's not a fan of that image.
Jack
Oh.
Prosentia.
Jack Prosentia. I'd say that, like, at a certain point, it's too many muscles for me. Like, you know, you can get toned, a little toned, but if it looks like you can't put your arms down normally, I personally would prefer fewer muscles. I want you to be able to stand normally, not like the people in Ikari 3, okay? No, all of them are too muscly. They cannot put their arms down.
PolterGhost took damage from something and is asking in match chat what they took damage from because they thought that level was perfect, but a chunk of their health is missing, and that's part of the game. I couldn't tell you. Every now and then you just lose a chunk of your health for no reason. I don't know why.
I love that no matter what we even say in the Discord chat to them, it doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna help.
Nothing matters in this match.
Yeah, well, I mean, the stakes are actually pretty great because one of them will be eliminated from Kusogrand8, you know? PolterGhost has the advantage right now.
I just mean this is the most basic, dumb game in the world, and it just comes down to execution because any little mistake might cut how far your run goes just short enough that you don't make it.
Yeah. With that said, PolterGhost is on to the next stage with 3 lives and full health. So wherever...
How far Polter got, I think that would reinforce the decision to reset. So I definitely don't besmirch that one.
Yeah. So do you happen to know the story of Ikari 3? Like, what's going on in the game?
I used to speedrun the NES Ikari 3, and my splits for it, I think there's 8 levels in the NES version. My splits for it were named Jump Kick, Jump Kick, Jump Kick, Jump Kick, Jump Kick, Jump Kick, President's Daughter, Jump Kick, the final boss. That's all I know.
Okay, so that's the story, Jump Kick. I might have found... Which manual is this that I found? Maybe it's the arcade.
I'm pretty sure it is literally like the president's son or daughter got kidnapped by like rebel forces and you've been sent in to rescue them. And that's it.
Sounds about right. It's the presidential candidate's child has been kidnapped by terrorist organization Crime Ghost. Masterminded by Faust. Okay, top officials have asked the 2 best soldiers to infiltrate Crime Ghost's base and liberate the child. They're called Crime Ghost. That is, if I were a crime syndicate, Crime Ghost is not a bad name. That's amazing.
I find it hard to believe that any paramilitary would just call themselves Crime Ghost. Like, I have this weird theory about, at some level, at the core, you have to believe you're doing something, like, justifiable somewhere.
Yeah. No, they just do crime. That's all.
They just do crime. It's fine.
It like Inspector Gadget. You know? What does Matt even do? They just do crime. I mean, supposedly they're trying to take over the world, but they're not very good at it. Okay, Forneia, be careful. Don't kill the enemy too close to the edge of the screen or you can't get his gun. There you go. Now you can kill the tank, because you've got a gun.
PolterGhost has picked up the small child again, and may now proceed to use it as a melee weapon, if they so desire.
You can use the child as a weapon?
No, but that would be awesome.
Ah, dang it. Just so y'all know, apparently in the NES version, they changed the boy to a girl for some reason. And also, the warriors are named Paul and Vince on the NES.
Yep.
What are they named on the non-NES?
I think they're named Paul and Vince anyway, or they're just nameless.
Okay.
Yeah, I know several people who trans their gender after making contact with an S.
I think I'm a little slow today, but yeah, I got that. I everything fits in. Everything makes sense. Yeah. I've got an
Polter's over here
NES
like, this
at
is a
my
5 out
home.
of 10 beat 'em up for me, and I'm like, okay.
Forneia, just spinning, not to win, but to die. Yeah, that helicopter is being a huge problem for Forneia.
So I discovered in that little series of deaths, I discovered that apparently while you're in the middle of your death animation, you don't get iframes, and you can just get killed again.
Yeah!
Thanks, Ikari Warriors.
Did I find the Commodore 64 manual? Ooh, baby, let's see if I did. Nope, that's normal Ikari Warriors. Dang it. Apparently, it's really difficult to find out to find the manual for the Commodore 64 version of Ikari 3, which makes sense. As it turns out, this probably wasn't the most popular port of the game.
No, this was... this is widely considered to be on, like... I'm not going to say one of the worst, but it's definitely in, like, the bottom 15% of Commodore 64 games. When I was researching this, I came across one of the review sites, I think it was, like, Lemon Commodore, that gave it a 1.2 out of 10.
Oh, no. Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. Like, it's just straight up, there's a little poop emoji next to the rating and everything. It's not good.
Jeez, to put a poop emoji, that... Good for them. I mean, at least they knew what they were talking about. At the same time, I have played a lot of Commodore 64 games. I wouldn't call this the worst.
No, I can definitely think of worse than this, but this is one of the most fitting I had for the bracket theme.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I agree with that. I do think that, like, Caverns of Kafka might be worse simply because it's unplayable.
What is it? Granny, I want to say Psycho Granny, but that's not right.
Literally any homebrew... I mean, before the year 2000, probably.
Bionic Granny, that's what it was, yeah.
Bionic Granny, yeah.
That game's bad. I almost used that.
But then we wouldn't have this beautiful...
You know, we're talking about this man not being able to put his arms down, but he also can't bend his knees.
It's true. It's because of the muscles. You get so many muscles, you can no longer bend your arms or your legs. You can punch like all get out, make people spin across screens and screens, but other than that, yeah, even when you kick, your leg is straight. Gotta walk like you gotta use the toilet. Do you want to walk like that, everybody? No. Muscles, not even ones. Well, maybe a few muscles. Okay, yeah, muscles, get a few of them, but not this many of them. Stop it.
I'm watching Polter screen. I'm terrified these guys are just gonna walk off the right side of the screen and soft lock them. They look like they're trying to. There we go.
Hempully in chat, by the way, helping us know what the tournament is about. Did you know that Kuso is the Japanese for poop? That means that a Kuso game could be called a poop game. Oh my god. Hempully, I'm so glad that you are aware of that, and that none of your games could possibly ever be considered for this tournament ever. I swear, no GM has ever tried to give out any of your games ever. That's not
Polter
true.
Got knifed in the river.
That's not true. But I'm not saying which.
Wasn't there...
I got to play one of Hempully's games for some... I believe when Mystery Tournament did their takeover on the channel, yeah, and that was a lot of fun.
I recall seeing, I think, you involved in the play of a game where, like, you had to use a laser to carve pathways through a wall to get to, like, the flag, and...
Yeah, that laser game was so much fun. Really good idea. Perfect description of perfect example of what I call a bite-sized game. Just, you know, not super long. It gets the idea across and is still complicated enough that it's a challenge. Yeah. I love it. Oh, yes, and Hempoli is saying the game is my roommate is a laser gun.
Was that on Demub or was that here?
It was on Don't Make Us Bored, yeah.
Okay.
Cornton and I raced it. It was a blast. Yeah. Hempoli, if you don't know, developed Bob Is You. Fantastic game. If you haven't played it, what are you even doing? You should definitely play it. But it's kind of fun because I'm now.
Oh, Polter! No, no.
I'm now doing a little more game development and like just considering like I do think of Hempoli's style and like design choices quite a bit when I'm working on stuff. So I really like it.
Polter was like on a roll, and then just 3 enemies walked up and stun locked them. Complete life loss, full to dead. Like, even Polter's upset. They're like, really? Really?
Yeah, PolterGhost back to the beginning of the game. Already taken a decent amount of damage, but I think PolterGhost is at the point where he realizes, you know, if I beat a level, I'll get my health restored, so not a big deal getting hurt early on.
The refs report that Polter died to the exact same screen as their personal best.
Oh, really? Oh, so...
Probably in the same manner, because I have noticed the enemies get faster as the game progresses. That's the increase in difficulty, as they charge you faster.
They get faster?
Yeah.
Is a change in the difficulty as it gets harder that the music speeds up as well?
Don't know about that. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I think this game is just inconsistent. Polter's already almost lost a life, and I would just take the reload at this point.
Yeah, same.
Because we're getting up close to the point where they're not going to be able to land a personal best.
I just love the diagonal shooting tanks like they're the most useless enemies in this game. Why? Unless you get close to them, in which case you die instantly. But if you don't stand in the single spot where they shoot and you don't walk into the tank, you're not going to die. Like, the army will capture you before the tank kills you.
The helicopters also shoot at like a 45-degree angle and then straight to the left, and as long as you're below them, you're fine.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that PolterGhost figured out, but Forneia hasn't. Forneia has died quite a bit to the helicopter, and just get the gun, go under the helicopter. This is gun dude, okay? As soon as you kill him, go to the bottom of the screen. It's okay, one death is... Are you gonna go for it or reload? Okay, we're getting close where Forneia really needs to just push on. I'd say once we hit the 10-minute mark, you want to have at least one good attempt from there.
Like I was saying, at this point, I would be heavily considering just going, but I think Polter lost that chunk of life so early on that I would have done one more reset. We'll see, though. We'll see how it plays out.
There we go. PolterGhost fighting the helicopter, and that's not a lot of bullets to take down a helicopter. But then again, like, if you hit one of the blades, I imagine a helicopter is not going to last for very long.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Tanks... I do have to say that a tank can probably withstand more than like 6 bullets. A helicopter, depending on where you hit, could, yeah, I can't imagine like really lucky bullet hits taking down a helicopter pretty quickly. Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting some hot pictures from Hempuli, and I mean by they're video game pictures. Shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me look at this. Oh, that is hideous. Oh, I did see that screenshot. I didn't realize it was a Mega Man type game that you made. That is okay. I'm very intrigued because that is so ugly. Trysdyn, it's something that I love. Like, as much as I can make fun of this game, at the same time, having a game on the Commodore 64 with this many levels is a challenge, you know? Even though they were using a tape loader, this is still so much to include for a game. A lot of programming went into this. It runs pretty well, even though we've had a tiny amount of lag from time to time. It's relatively smooth. You have vertical scrolling and then horizontal scrolling, which I imagine for Commodore 64 wouldn't be the most trivial thing to do, to swap between the two. I mean, heck, it's not even the easiest. Like, it's doable for the NES, but you actually have to put some work into it to make it work properly. But, you know, they did it for this. That's great.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, there's some solid stuff about this game.
Yeah.
Just it congeals into an experience that is a little bad.
Oh, yeah. A little bad, a little uninspired, a little repetitive. Yeah, I genuinely think that the developers did what they could when it came to a Commodore 64 port. And occasionally it's better to have things more stylized, but you also have to deal with management who's like, okay, this is what we want our game to be like. Okay, Forneia, get down below the helicopter. Down below. Oh, nope.
Nope.
Not.
I think it's okay now.
This might be a fine location. Just
Nope.
nope. Okay, we've got the hit stun.
Oh no.
And that is a game over. Forneia will need to get back into this. PolterGhost stream, by the way, just sometimes goes down. This is a known thing. It's back and running.
It hiccups a little bit every now and then. As far as I can tell, the internet is bad in general. All of the internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this game deserves to be here in Kusogrand8, but I don't hate it.
Renee is typing about hating the helicopter, and this is not the time to be typing.
Yeah, we only have 7 minutes left. This is like, you've got to have one good playthrough. Forneia did make it to, what was it, level 2 earlier? But
3 according to the refs.
that's correct. But Polterghost made it to 5. Of course, she doesn't know.
Polter is getting torn up here a little bit. Like, had an unlucky interaction with a couple of the enemies and just got juggled for like a life and a half. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm pretty sure Polter is committed to this run. I don't think if Polter started over right now that they'd be able to get back to where they were. What the hell is happening? Guys just decided they can hit me whenever they want and just spawn camp me.
It's true.
Yeah?
I mean, it's a good strategy for the enemies here. Hello,
Yeah,
like
just spawn
walking
camp you.
slowly towards beefed up man without a shirt. You saw him punch 10 of your friends. You're just gonna casually walk up to him? No, that's stupid. Okay, spawn camp him. Okay, get a knife. Do something. Yeah, Anyway, why am I giving advice to the enemies here? They don't need my help. They're doing their best. They're trying. They can't even hear me. And even if they could, they probably wouldn't listen. Ugh. Yeah, and just so everybody knows, we are playing on an emulator a lot of the times. Like, for video game preservation, emulators are extremely important. They are playing on an emulator that has scan lines on it, just so you know.
Yeah, this is how it came by default, and I went, you know what? I want to keep setup simple. I don't want to go through turning off the scan lines, so here we are.
Yeah, and honestly, for some games that are visually difficult to look at, scan lines can make it a little softer on your eyes. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have them. Luckily, this game, like the Commodore 64, can have harsh, bright colors, but even the yellows in this are kind of a little dimmer. So that's another thing about the art that I think is kind of okay. Yes, it's not nearly as good as the arcade version, but it does a good job representing the areas in a more simplified manner without hurting my eyes, and I thank them for that. They did a decent job with the art here. Okay, Forneia, grab the gun. Okay, are we going from the bottom? Yeah, bottom strats, yeah.
It's not completely safe because the helicopter can shoot straight down, but if you're far enough to the right, you're safe.
There we go, bottom straps paying off, everybody. That's what I'm calling them, I don't care. But unfortunately, it might be too little too late. Yeah.
Polter has the potential to make a personal best at this point. Forneia, I don't know. I would like to see how far she can get. The enemy is aware that we tricked them. Let's rescue the hostage right now.
Yeah, rescue the hostage. Now, obviously, one thing I do want to note is that while we do emulate, I love for people to support the original developers whenever possible. If the original developers were selling this right now, I would wholeheartedly say, go, buy Ikari 3 The Rescue for Commodore 64, or for any other system right now, because you really should support the people who created it. And if they aren't selling it, but the developers who made this game are working on other games right now, then I would tell you, go support them, play their games. I think that it's really important, and you know, there are a lot of games out there that, you know, you can't get in any way other than by emulating or by buying a $200 cart from someone who just happens to own it. And unfortunately, that's a lot of money for something that nobody wants to play. It just becomes a collector item on the shelf, and I don't think games like that, that's not a way to preserve them. Having them sit there, you gotta play them
last
to
life.
preserve.
We've got about 2 minutes left. Coming down pretty close to the end. Forneia's on stage 2 at this point and is fairly well off lives and health-wise, but I think we're just out of time.
Yeah, like, she is still going, and this is the right way to play. You do not know how far your opponent has gotten, and because of that, you should keep pushing. So she is making the absolute right move here. And if she passes her own personal best, I'd say that that's a very good approach to the end of this match. I just don't think that she has any way to catch up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems that way.
Yeah.
Who knows? I definitely know we've had at least one match where someone, like, fell through a ROM warp and ended up in the final level.
Yep, you never know what's going to happen in Kusogrand8, and if glitches or bugs are not banned before we start the match, we do not ban them during the match. That's pretty much the case. In fact, historically we've canceled matches rather than said, okay, this bug is banned. I'm thinking of one specific game that involves a car, and I'm having a very, very hard time remembering which game it is right now, but...
Mag Racer. We tried to ban... Someone discovered you could just back up over the finish line, and we banned that, so they started driving in circles around the finish pole. And we're just like, you know what?
I'm not even sure we tried to ban it. Like, at first we found that people were just going off-road and still finishing laps, and like, you know, we're like, oh, look at the shortcuts, and then we watched Okami just going back and forward over the finish, or over the starting line, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. It's... This game is very, very broken. Well, this is the end, everybody. That is time. Congratulations to the players, and congratulations especially to PolterGhost, our victor. Forneia made it to stage 3, but PolterGhost made it all the way to stage 5, taking pretty easily the victory here. Oh, this is a game.
We got the Polter dance party going on there.
Yeah, look at them. I mean, come on. You've got the girl from Persona 5. You've got other anime that probably good. Wait, are those all
Forneia's
Persona
just outta
dudes?
here.
Well, I'm welcoming the players to come and chat if they would like, and it looks like they are. So let me go ahead and bring them both in. Hey there! Yeah, I see the dancing. Good dancing. Hey, Forneia. Hello. Welcome.
I hate helicopters.
Oh, yeah. I think that you know what was the tragedy here. That helicopter absolutely frustrated you. And I think that PolterGhost figured out the helicopter quite a bit earlier, specifically going underneath and shooting up. That ended up being a lot more successful. And so it's no surprise today that PolterGhost is our victor and actually made it to level 5. Like, it was a
surprises me.
Okay, surprise for PolterGhost.
Like getting jumped by guys that look like they walked out of the Beat It video. They're just bum rushing me with knives. I can't do anything. It feels like I'm flipping a coin whether I actually hit him or not.
Yeah. But it seems like damage mitigation, conserving health, those were extremely important. I think that both of you reloaded plenty of times when you had a rough start, and that was a pretty wise decision. And honestly, like Forneia, I'd say on your last attempt there, you were playing the game exactly the way that you should. You know, keep pushing, try to just make a little bit more progress than you had before. It's just
I spent 40 damn minutes more than 40 minutes in the first level because I was like, okay, I've gotten through this whole thing hitless. Helicopter chain shots me 3 times. Well, fuck everything.
Let's go ahead and try to keep it a little PG-13 there. That's okay. It allows for 1. No, you're good. You got the 1. But yeah, that helicopter, absolutely a big pain in the butt. But honestly, like, we talked about this game, and I do think that, like, the arcade version is so much better. Heck, the NES version is so much better. But I'm not sure I necessarily hate this. Do you two disagree with me, though? I didn't play it. I just watched.
Like, on the whole, it doesn't seem all that terrible. Like, it certainly has its problems. I'm more frustrated with myself than the game. Really?
Okay. Well, I mean, this is sort of what happens in tournaments, you know, that every once in a while you'll find your Achilles heel, your kryptonite, and a match doesn't go as well as you hoped. But, you know, everybody gets eliminated except for one person. That's just how it goes. So I would say that, like, you still put on a good effort there. It's just, you know, lessons for the future. If you approach a helicopter that keeps gunning you down, trying out different strategies is helpful. And I think that if you had gotten to the helicopter a few more times earlier on, even if you did have some accidental deaths, you would have found a more consistent way to deal with it. But, you know, those are lessons for the future. I think that what you did today was completely fine. You did well. It's just PolterGhost destroyed this game. What the crap?
I was hoping to beat it.
You got to the fake ending.
But then actually the guys told me to beat it, so...
Yeah, they re-kidnapped the president's daughter. Did you know, or son, my apologies, the candidate for president, not even the president, the candidate for president's son. Did you know that's who we were rescuing, Forneia?
I wouldn't have any idea. Maybe that's why I lost. I'm not interested in guys.
That's fair. They're overrated, let me tell you. And yeah, I'm gay, and I'm married to a dude, so...
Oh, trust me, I'm aware of the joke, and I'm just like, is Justin in earshot of that one?
Nope, he's outside. And
I see,
I think that he would probably agree as well. Oh, well, seriously, like, I think that this was a fun show, and honestly, it went a lot faster for me, and I think that, why are we back to the same song that we were listening to just a second ago? I'm done with this. Okay, how about this? Bam. Great job to both of you. Now, Forneia, unfortunately, we do have to eliminate one person, and you are eliminated today. But make sure you hit me up. I do have some Steam gift cards waiting for you. And also the movie Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. The Martians had it coming. Santa Claus, honestly, the hero of all time. We do have a tradition, though, where we ask for someone's last words so that we can put them on their tombstone. So, Forneia, do you have any last words?
No.
Perfect. We'll slap that on there. Anything that you'd like to plug, though, Forneia? What are you doing these days? Any streams? If not, anything that you're playing offline that people should check out?
I've actually been taking a backseat on streaming lately because I've gotten involved in writing for a game and I'm focusing more on that. I will be involved with the Trans Lifeline raid train that's going to be going on next week.
Okay.
So going to be a lot of folks, a lot of trans folks are going to be doing some streaming for the benefit of Trans Lifeline and just showing off, hey, I'm trans and this is why we are cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, support us.
Yeah, we love all of our trans friends here, and we have a lot of people in the community who are trans, and I'm really glad that this is happening. Make sure you remind us so that, or, you know, feel free to poke me, because I've got the attention of a bumblebee, which is more attention than some bees, but less than most animals. Well, good. Can I ask what type of game you're writing for?
Okay, I had my one. I can't do another.
Fine. Okay.
I see. It's fine. I've done that kind of writing myself.
Yeah, and it's completely fine.
I'm not ashamed of it. I just can't say it.
Well, with that said, I support your writing endeavors. Honestly, all art is valid, and I think that, you know, it's important to have quality writers in all types of the world. So good. Like, I would probably be interested in checking it out. You can always hit me up later, like when it comes closer to being finished, because I love to find out what people in the community are making. All types of stuff, so please do. PolterGhost, is there anything that you'd like to plug? I do know that you've got a project that you're working on right now.
Yeah. Hopefully, let's see here. What
Again?
week even is it? A March.
Why are we going to Intelligent Cube again? Okay, keep talking. I'm sorry.
Intelligent Cube is a fantastic game. Hopefully in like 3 weeks I'll be starting up my own stream series for having 2 people show up to sit in my fake arcade lounge and play some games against each other to win some tickets so that they can purchase the big trophy from my trophy cabinet.
Yay! Well, that's fun. I love having competitive formats. I mean, we've got the tournament here. That's great. I hope that goes well. And Who knows? Maybe I could stop on by sometime. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice lightweight thing that people don't have to worry too much about being like a strong competitor,
Yeah.
but just having fun playing like just some co-op beat 'em ups together or playing Windjammers.
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, having something a little more lighthearted. I love it. Well, good, everybody. We'll probably let people know when PolterGhost starts that up because I love to support community projects. Trysdyn, anything you want to plug before we take off?
Not at the moment. I don't think so.
Well, cool. Just so y'all know, I'm still working on the NES game, still working on the Magpie update, and I will let people know on Discord when those are done. Otherwise, we don't have any other Kusogrand8 this weekend. I will try to stream on Sunday, though, so that we have some other stuff. If I'm able to do that, we'll do some sub choices and possibly something else. We'll find out. Other than that, check out !moid's schedule to see what the schedule is. If you're on YouTube, you'll have to hop over to Twitch or to our Discord to check that out. We're going to go ahead and raid Big John, though. Big John is doing a shuffler, which I wrote the first iteration of the shuffler that people have taken and done some really fun things with. So let's go over there. Do we have a good raid message?
I wish I remember any of the quotes from this game.
Flex for us. Let's just tell them to flex for us, okay?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So let's get Big
Could go
John
with
to flex.
what was thrown in the prep channel, that offhand statement about isn't the Commodore just an inferior version of the Apple II?
No,
Could do something
that
about
is not true. That is lies. Not true.
Oh, I know it is, but I'm throwing my opponent under the
PolterGhost
bus
knows
here
it
out of
as well.
spite.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you later. Hopefully on Sunday. Now it's time for me to go and die because I've got to go play Twilight Imperium forever. So
Oh, baby.
wish me luck.
I hope
See
you
you,
like your
friends.
next 12 hours.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, friends. Bye.
Bye.